Hello there, and we are live. See ya, ladies and gentlemen. To everyone who is going to pop in here later on, see ya. It's a big one today. Yeah, I had to go bring the hard and the big hitters. Yeah, down here today. And of course, you can see by the screen that I have someone here that I truly respect. You guys know about that already. See ya, guys. Today's a special episode. Yeah, of this show. Of course, my partner in crime in this show. 21 episodes. Yeah, this is huge.
Wow.
The longest running
Yes.
first season on my channel. Yeah, it's me and Oregon Guna. But you know what? Yeah, it's not about just the Oregon Guna show. Yeah, it's also his birthday today. So he's gonna be doing part of the hosting too. Happy
Thank you. Thank
birthday
you.
to you, Oregon Guna. Talk to these people,
Thank
man.
you, bro.
You see who we
Thank you,
have
bro.
here? Special guest. You know we love him. That's Jesse is also here. But hey, talk to these people, Oregon Junior, man, and let's introduce our
Well,
guest.
thanks, Tony, for the great introduction. Yep, today is my birthday and the big 50 today, the big 50. So, yeah, but I still feel like 32, 27. I don't know, something like that. 19. But
Yeah.
no, it's just been an interesting year and a half. So, as you guys know, I've had my ups and downs over the last year, but 50 years old to me, it's a milestone because I have many friends that didn't make it. So, cheers to all you guys, and cheers to the community, every single one of you. Thank you, Jez. Much appreciated, my brother. Um, you know, thanks to everyone in the community. I'm going to get some happy birthdays in the comments, and I just want to say now thank you ahead of time. But yeah, no, this community means a lot to me, and Arsenal, of course, means a lot. You guys, are close friends of mine now. I consider close friends. I feel like I can talk to about anything besides football, so I appreciate that. But other than that, 5-0 to the Arsenal. Can't complain, right? But no,
we'll go into that.
we're
And of
gonna
course, it's
dive
a
into
very
that.
juicy one. It's a very juicy one for Jess to chew into because I really need
Right.
to understand Jess's mindset with that 5-0 win. I know it might not really be something big, but I need to pierce through his head and see what's inside there with that 5-0 win. But just before we get there, see you guys. We got someone I really respect on this channel. Yeah, of course, you guys know what this guy's done for me. I can't stop talking about that. Yeah, because it means a lot to me. See you guys. No other person than the big Jezzer himself. Yeah, Jez Collins of the Arsenal history and more. Po. He gets it with us down here. Yes, you're welcome to the show. 5-star gun salute for the Jet
Thanks
himself.
for inviting me
Welcome,
on.
mate.
Yes, thank you for dragging me on. And yeah, we're going to have a serious chat about some things, I'm sure. And Dal, happy birthday, man. 50th.
Thanks, bro. Appreciate
You're still wet behind the ears compared to me.
I'm still learning. Still learning, bro. Still learning.
Looking forward to the show, man.
Yeah. Great. Yeah, guys, we're still expecting long-haired Yetis in the cave. It's eating, so we're popping into the show. See ya, Oregon Gunner. We're going to do it side by side. It's your birthday. You have to celebrate it, and you can just start with the first question. We have Jez down here, man.
Yeah.
Let's let's turn it up a notch. You can start it up, man.
Well, I saw Jez talking about his experience with the game. Mostly what I saw, that first half was oh my gosh. It's like it took time to build confidence. And I know Jez was saying with Lee, it's kind of the same old. It's just a loop that we're kind of going into right now. And we're beating the teams that, we're kind of, I don't know, maybe we're level with. Just because we thrashed a team 5 or 6-0, does that just put us that much above them? I mean, the only teams we've done that to, is Sheffield, right? They're the only ones we've put 6 past this season. PSV, I mean, that was probably our best display, I would think, of this season. That was a 4-0 win. So, I don't know. I'm just kind of curious, like with Jez's opinion, your opinion too, Tony, like why are we just so, static for some games, and then some games we just turn it on? And I don't think it's the opposition really just letting us do that. And I know that like West Ham and Fulham are better than Sheffield and better than Crystal Palace, but I mean, are they really though? That's the thing. It's like it's hard to tell what the cream is really rising to the top, except for with Liverpool. But when it comes to just other these teams that we're slaughtering and then teams that we struggle against. To me, it's just the same merry-go-round that we've been doing for the last decade, practically. So until he wins a trophy, I don't know what you guys think, but I'm already on the other side of the fence. I want him out. I want him out after the Fulham game. We just need a new direction. So whatever you guys have to comment on that, let's hear it.
Well, I think the thing we have to realise is that if you look at how we were playing going into the World Cup last year, it was exciting, quick, intensive football. It's now slow, ponderous, and very boring. And teams work it out so easily because at the end of the day, it's the same old, week in and week out. And I'll give you an example when it comes to substitutions. Yeah, he waits every single Arteta. He waits till every other team makes the first substitution. Why can he not make a decision and say, right, let's change? I'm not going to bring another player on. I'm going to switch this up. Right? Let's put right with the team we've got out there on the park right now. Yeah, let's put Trossard at 9. Put Jesus out left. Yeah, Saka, you can stay where you are. If it doesn't work after 10 minutes, then I'm going to start hooking players off.
Right.
He doesn't do that. He just continues with the same regime. And you can see managers. I mean, even Palace's manager at the weekend, right? He's working it out. And this guy has got a wealth of experience, 76 years of age, right? I'm not saying he's top flight anymore. I'm not saying he was top flight ever. But he knows a lot about football. And he has the depth of knowledge to think, okay, maybe we can get out of this game. Even though they are a bloody poor team. Palace are poor. I mean, look at them, right? 5 points. There's 5 points of relegation, man. Yeah. Should be bashing teams like that 5, 6, 7.
Right.
And if we had a proper striker on the park, I thought we would have got 7. Because on the counter, and Martinelli got his 2 goals. If we'd played in that form, I'd say at half time, we could have scored 5 in the second half. Because the first half was slow, boring. It was drudgy football. 2 goals from set pieces, brilliant, loving it. Is that all they worked on in Dubai? Is that all they worked on, corners?
Yeah, it looks like it, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Right here, mate.
How you doing, Yeti?
Guys, welcome Yeti to the parade, man.
Okay.
Yeti, you're welcome, man. Straight from the cave. How you doing? Today's DVS birthday. I had to go scavenge for Jazz and bring him down here. Yeti, you're welcome, man. How you doing?
I'm all right, mate. Big up to you, DVS, mate. Happy
Thank you,
birthday, buddy. And
Thank you.
big up to you, Jez, and you, Tony. Yeah, I'm all right, mate. A bit late because I was fitting a toilet to my spaceship. So playing on a computer game. So,
No worries.
Now the poo goes upwards. Quite weird.
Yeah, you're welcome. Yeti, Arsenal won 5-0, of course, in our last matchup. Yeah, of course, coming up from 7 games, inclusive of Champions League, FA Cup, Ulster, and of course that Carabao Cup, and of course that loss against PSV. In those 7 games, Arsenal, have only won 1. Of course, we did beat Crystal Palace, but was it inspiring to you? Was there anything to take out from? Did you think that was a bashing?
Is that to me?
Yeah.
So I missed that completely because your voice kept going out.
Oh, I just simply said that Arsenal won in our last matchup up 5-0.
Yeah.
Yeah. Was there any big win for Arsenal?
Well, I mean, it's a big win by scoreline, isn't it? But it weren't a big win by what do you call it? Convincing. That's it. Yeah, it wasn't very convincing. It wasn't great in that sense. I mean, there wasn't anything you did that really sort of made me think, oh yeah, this is really good. I mean, Crystal Palace weren't really there anyway, was they? Let's face it. I mean, poor Odeze was trying to sort of do it all on his own. Just shows what a quality player he actually is. Probably one that you could look at for yourselves, really. But yeah, I mean, it wasn't. It's just a 5-0. Like I say, 3 points is 3 points. Would I take a 5-0? Of course I would. At the end of the day, do I care how it happens? No, not really. It's a 5-0. It's 3 points, and that's pretty much all that matters. So you came back from Dubai. You needed to silence some of the doubters. Yeah, you got 5-0. What I can't understand is if Arteta's the best looking Spaniard and you all back him, why are you walking out and not cheering him on when he gets you a 5-0 victory?
Exactly.
That's a big one, Jez. I know you would love to chew on that one, man. The fans, at halftime, frolicking around the Emirates, in the stands was empty. Got stories that tourists, fans that were, filled up in those seats. What's your take on that, man? And after the game, after a 5-0 win, everyone just disappeared. It was like ghost town. Yeah, just immediately after that matchup. What did you think?
It's a disgrace because at the end of the day, if your team wins 5-0, you should stay and applaud the team. If your team is playing absolute crap and you're not happy with them, you stay to the end and boo them. That's how it used to be. It's all changed now.
Yep.
I mean, you've got people there spending 3.5, 4.5 grand a year for a season ticket. Yeah, plus travel costs for their day, plus food, plus drink. It's an expensive day out. Now, if I was going to that game, I would want to get every minute of enjoyment, especially if you've just won 5-0. And I hear the excuses. Oh, well, people leave to miss the crush to get the trains and tube. It's 12:30 kickoff. There's no rush to go anywhere. You know what I mean? I mean, there's no problems with transportation. There was no train strikes. There was no tube strikes, no bus strikes. Sit and take the enjoyment, man. You might have some of these people. I don't know where they've come. They may have travelled a very, very long way. Yeah, and you make the effort. You get there, and you have a great time, and you enjoy the day. But these clowns walked out with 2-3 minutes to go and 8 minutes of extra time, and missed 2 quality goals. I mean, you can't make it up, can you? I mean, I would be so angry as a football player. We've just put on a performance. We've taken it to 5-0. They're going to walk around that stadium and thank the fans. Well, they should do. The Palace fans did. Sorry, the Palace players went to their fans, even though the Palace fans had put up banners, right? They stayed right to the end. They stayed until they were kicked out. Now, I know there's reasons for that because you've got security reasons, blah, blah, and all that sort of situation. But the fact is, if you're an Arsenal player, right, and you just scored and won 5-0, and you're going to walk around the pitch and applaud your fans, you're walking towards the East Stand, there's no bugger there. Now, we don't know, we can't see on camera what's happening in the West Stand, because that's where the cameras are above. Right. So if you're a top flight footballer, Martinelli, right, Gabriel, he just banged in 2 lovely goals, and you go to applaud your fans, and you think, well, where have you won? Where have you all gone? It's a joke, man. You're spending all that money. You don't see Kenny walking out. Kenny stays right to the end. Now, were some of these fans, I'll put you money on this fact, Tony. A lot of those fans are tourist fans, and they go for the day out, and good luck to them. They've spent even more money going. Do a lot of them go outside the ground because they want to be part of the AFTV experience? Well, that's what you're there for, and you can start off down the lane, because that's not what a football fan's about. And I'm sorry, it's a sad indictment of this football club that we've got this level of support with these people. Match day going fans.
It was thousands as well, wasn't it?
I mean, I know I haven't been to London yet, Jez. I know you and I have talked on and off about getting tickets and me getting over there with the family, but it's a lot of work, right? It's a lot of planning and getting the right tickets. I don't want to be in the nosebleeds, but I'll tell you what, if I had a chance to go down to go be at the Emirates or even at Selhurst Park, if I'm a traveling visiting fan, I'm staying in the fucking end, bro. I don't care. I don't care if we lost, let's say 2 or 3-0 somewhere. Let's say at Anfield, and I had the chance to go to Anfield, I'd be there, and I'd be singing until I couldn't sing anymore. And I'd be drinking until I couldn't stand up as well, but that's a separate situation. But it's just like you hit it right on the nose. I don't understand why this fan base is so divided. I mean, I do understand, but there comes a point where it's like you guys said yesterday after the game, it's not the best looking football sometimes, but we went in and got 5-0, the 3 points we absolutely needed, without a doubt, one of our most important games of the season, and we went and got the job done. And I'm here to support that. Yeah, like I said, some passes weren't great, some of the running back and defending. It's because we're not a top team. We're good, but we're not great. We're not, trebles winning city. We're not Liverpool this season, so it's just like I think the fan base, we need to accept and take our victories as we get them. As much as we're mad at Arsenal, much as we're mad at the board and the management and so forth, we still want the club to win, and that's what we've always said since day one. I know Jez has for sure. It's about the club. It's not about the employees. Right? The players are employees of the club in a sense. And I know we fall in love with them because of their heroics and the glory out on the pitch. But, and I said this, I think on Tony and I showed the other week, I deeply feel we are a stepping stone club, meaning that you get good young players in, we get them going the Arsenal way, and then they go to greater pastures, meaning bigger clubs. And we've seen it time and time again. And I realized, buying the Emirates Stadium, and we were a selling team, as Wenger quoted, for a few years. But I still feel like Martinelli could leave like that. Saka could leave like that. Saliba, Gabriel, Starsky and Hutch. I just feel like once Barcelona, Madrid, Inter Milan, Bayern Munich, any top 6 European teams come, they're gone. Because they say, oh, I got Arsenal experience, but Man City wants me, or, maybe Chelsea. Because let's be honest, those clubs have been winning since 2010. So I just feel like as much as we love these players now, I know we get upset with them because when they play like crap, but deep down, they're still our players at the club. But I don't know how attached I want to get to some of these players anymore like I was back in the day. I just feel like any phone call and they're gone.
Can I ask? Sorry, Dal. Can I ask you a very quick question? Right. Yeah. Back in the days, we had people that attracted players to the club.
Correct.
Who's the magnet now?
No one. Not one person.
I'm a
24-year-old.
Step along the club.
Yeah, exactly.
Tetra, apparently.
I'm 24-year-old Zubamendi, and Real Madrid want me, and Barcelona and Arsenal. Where am I going to go? Why would I go to Arsenal? Again, we are a stepping stone club. We're a club where someone can perform well because we have I think some of the best training facilities, blah, 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 right? All these top-notch facilities, etc. But at the end of the day, we cannot retain marquee players. We will not have a Kevin De Bruyne that will give us 6 years at 6-7 years like he is at City. We don't have Phil Foden, right? We don't have a Jack Grealish. I know he's relatively new to City, but he's got a 5-6 year contract, and he'll stay. That's the thing. He'll stay. Gabriel Martinelli, the minute Barcelona turned to him, he's gone.
Back in the time, David O'Leary,
Right.
Tony Adams, right? You know, these players never wanted to leave the club. They would play until they were dead.
Right.
And you know, those sort of players were the proper players of football. It's not just Arsenal back in the time. The whole philosophy of football has changed now. Players don't play for the badge.
Right.
They play for that.
Right.
All about that. And as I called them out all week, they're all prostitutes. If you pay them enough money, they'll come and do the job for you. Fact. They don't care about the club. They don't care about the fans.
Yeti, are you buying what Jez just said right now? But I think he's speaking facts. Yeti, over to you.
Yeah. 100%. 100%. I mean, they're just mercenaries now at the end of the day. I mean, it's like anybody that believes this crap that Tony's saying about I'm going to stay and help out Brentford, absolute rubbish, to be honest. If somebody comes in with a big offer, with big money, he's out the door. I don't buy any of it anymore. You know, when the kiss badgers and all that kind of stuff. I mean, he comes back, from being done for being a cheat and, doing things wrong and doing things, breaking laws. And then he basically does in the next game that he plays, he cheats then as well. So, it's just must be part of his CV. But I don't get the way that it works nowadays. It's not about the fans. The game is getting taken away from the fans all the time. Why do you think they don't bother about the FA Cup and the Carabao Cup? Because they are two cups that are fans' cups. They're for the fans. And it just goes to show that the way they treat those cups, they're not interested in the fans anymore. The fans are just that, and that's it.
True. Very true. Well said, man.
Yeah. But in this Ivan Toney case, I'll come to you, Jess. In this Ivan Toney case, it's not like he has down tools, for Brentford. I've seen more stubborn players that come into the fray. They down tools. They form all this stubborn attitude just to get a move away from the club. But you must say he has been a gentleman. He came in at least after that ban and he scored a goal for them. He took extra risk actually coming back to actually cheat his way and the dark art into that goal he scored for Brentford against Nottingham Forest, and he scored a goal. You can see the intensity, you can see the love he shared with the manager even after that game. He's
seen
not,
it before, mate.
He's not
seen
doing it
before.
in the old-fashioned way, right? He's
Thierry Henry did
about it.
Thierry Henry did it. He did it. He scored a goal. Free kick, direct free kick. The referee, the wall's set up, right? Referee turned his back, got his position like that. Thierry Henry took it, scored it, the referee allowed it. I remember watching that, thinking, that shouldn't be allowed. The referee took it like that.
And his vibrators going.
And then...
Yeah,
that's the landscape guys. It's the lawnmower across the street.
The landscape guy.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
It happens. But the stupid comment I saw, the absolute stupid comment, right? The fact that what Ivan Toney did by he put a bit of shaving foam on the top of the ball, and there's people calling it out. That's cheating because it defied the laws of physics. I mean, what? It's a bit of shaving foam, man.
But I saw, to be honest, Jazz, I said that the other day, but like watching it again, what he actually does is when the wall sets up, like you get a free kick, the wall sets up and the ball's there. Yeah. What he does is when the wall's actually set up, he moves the ball to the right.
Which you are entitled to do.
Well, no, because it's where the ball is placed for where the foul took place.
If you look
if you're going to do that, your wall's never going to cover it because your wall's already set.
He moved it.
It was a good shot, but it was easier because he did that.
He moved it 6 inches, mate.
Not to make 6 inches is a lot, mate. Ask any woman.
No,
Yeah,
but moving the ball is allowed. Actually, moving the ball is allowed. Actually, Jez has a point there. Moving the ball is allowed. You can move
Not
it
when
multiple
not when
times
it's actually been
within
placed.
the framework of that line.
Not when it's been placed. But I mean, beside the point anyway, like I said the other day, that isn't the reason we lost. Yes, goals change games, yes. But the reason we lost, because our defending after that was shocking. And they was running through our midfield, left, right, and centre. But the biggest, the most annoyance for me of all of it, really, is the stupid free kick to give away. Because, when a player's going to learn that if a player gets past you, do not put your hand on his shoulder. If you can't catch him, you can't catch him. Give the goalkeeper a chance to save it. One thing Turner can do is save a shot. Can't do much else, but he can save a shot.
Yeah, definitely. Dal, I'll bring you into the fray, yeah. See, Ivan Tony comes back, scores a goal. He has even improved as a striker. He's added the dark art into his game. And he pops up everywhere. See, shouldn't Arsenal be pulling all the stops, yeah? To get this 100 million player, give it to Brentford. Shouldn't we be going for that right now? See, Dahlia, 8 days to the end of the January transfer window. No word about a striker.
They're not going to do it. I thought Edu came out last week and said that they're not because they see Kai Havertz as a striker, Jesus as a striker, and Eddie Nketiah as a striker.
I've just heard a rumor.
I think in Edu and Arteta's eyes, they don't need to strengthen that position. But we know what we want, right? I mean, why didn't we sign Ivan Toney when he was sitting at home playing FIFA? That's the thing I don't understand is that he sat at home basically waiting for us essentially to get our affairs in order to make a proper transfer request or what have you, proper purchase. And it goes to show that Edu does not know the European market. I'm sorry, he doesn't. He doesn't. Unless they have major surgery this summer with Zubimendi or Polina or some top, La Liga talent, maybe. That's really all I want. I don't really want any kids from the Portuguese league, nothing from the French league, unless it's a top player from PSG or Marseille or somewhere. Olympic Lyon. I think Hugo Ekitike is their striker, who's a class striker. I'd bring him in immediately as well. But other than that, we're going to sign an 18-year-old Brazilian kid and loan him out on January 31st.
Oh my
I don't
God!
know what else he's going to do because. Again, we're wasting our freaking time in the market. We got the Declan Rice and Timber jobs done July 14th and 15th. Perfect. We were able to integrate them into the squad, get some training under them, so forth. And now we've reverted to not having good decision makers or anyone that can pull the trigger. It's like we get these links and so forth, but there's no one who can execute. And Jez knows what I'm talking about. You can have the best managers in business, but if they don't execute,
knows all about this.
It doesn't matter what you come up with. It doesn't matter what you plan as long as you execute. And I mean by making the damn purchase.
Yeah, I've just actually heard a rumor. I just seen a rumor that apparently you're interested in Evan Nielsen, who plays for Porto.
Yeah, Evan Nielsen.
Striker, 24-year-old. Scored 16, I think, and got 5 assists.
Well, he could be another Fabio Vieira as soon as he puts on the red
64 million.
As far as I'm concerned,
for a Portuguese player, that's exactly what we need, Yeti. He wants us
exactly.
Hey,
All
1 million less than Havertz.
This cheap stopgaps, it doesn't help us. But Jez, I'll bring you into the fray. We have a Brazilian legend of the football club, sitting as the sporting director of our football club right now. And he's supposed to understand at least the South American market. I just heard Arsenal have gone to get a new scout, actually, to help them out in the South American market. It's that same scout that scouted for Real Madrid, Vinicius Jr. and brought him to the football club. So apparently our sporting director has gone to recruit this guy, and he's bringing into the fray someone who plays for Boca Junior called Ezekiel Fernandez. He plays for Boca Junior. He's a decent player anyway. But see, Jezza, we have a South American, in fact, a Brazilian sporting director, but Nottingham Forest have almost at least two of the best Brazilian, one centre back, Murillo. They have Danilo, a midfielder. They have the best. Other teams have the best of Brazilians. But Arsenal Football Club, that should have the best of Brazilians, at least we have a sporting director who is Brazilian, who is a legend of this football club, and we can't seem to get the best of Brazilians into our football club. Just take it away.
Eddie was never a legend of this football club, right? He was never a legend. He's average.
Even if he was an invincible.
Well, that doesn't make him a legend, does it?
No, he's a bit.
I think he scored 2 goals during that, 2 or 3 goals, Jazz, during the Invincible run. I mean,
he wasn't a full-time player. Yeah. He was a bench warmer, so that don't make him a legend. And let's go back and look at this. When he was involved with the Brazilian FA, he was on the panel that selected players for the Brazilian international football team. So all he's looking at is the players around that are performing very well and are going to be selected for the Brazilian team. So his supposed massive knowledge of the Brazilian transfer market is non-existent. He didn't have to deal with transfers. He would say to the player, or one of his compatriots would say to a Brazilian footballer, "Oh, we want you to come to the squad for the Copa, America or whatever, or we're going to try you out because the World Cup's coming up, blah blah blah, and all this sort of stuff, So I don't qualify him in any shape or form of being the level we need to bring in new talent of levels. We had a far better man at that, David Dean. Right, he was never a top flight footballer, right? But he knew the European market.
Yep.
He knew his stuff. He knew his facts. And with Sir Peter Hill-Wood, those two combined, I'm not saying I agree with all the things they did. I will not say that. But they brought in top flight footballers. And we have to look at ourselves and say, who brought in Arsene Wenger? David Dean. Now, let's be honest. That man, right? None of us, one football fan in Arsenal back in those days, say, Arsene Wenger. None of us had heard of him. He was out in bloody Japan, Grand Plus 8. Yeah. So David Dean had seen him as manager in France and liked what he saw and bided his time. Because apparently David Dean approached him the year before to come and join us before we even had Bruce Rioch. But he decided, Arsene Wenger, to stand by his contract with Grand Plus 8. And then we got Bruce Rioch, who, come on, brought in David Platt and Dennis Bergkamp. Facts. And then we get in Arsene Wenger, the professor of football, who had a massive inroad to the French academies, French national team, and built on it. We don't have that, Tony. We don't have that magnet, and we don't have that with Edu.
Right.
Not a legend of this football club, man. He probably scored 2 or 3 goals in that season. He didn't play that many. He came on. He didn't start that many games. How could he start that many games with the players we had? Exactly.
Which is the total opposite of what we have now. We don't have champions. We don't have legends. We don't have strong, better players that could actually keep even half decent players on the bench, and it's not good enough. And you know what? Yeah, in the grand scheme of things, It's just 8 days to the end of the January transfer window, and Arsenal haven't done any good business. Yet,
Nope.
look at West Ham. Yeah, of course, in our private forum, of course, we did see the picture of this West Ham. West Ham have done business for Calvin Phillips. Come on, man. Arsenal should be at the end of that. I'm sorry, maybe he might be a calamity player right now, but Arsenal should be doing business. What is this?
Definitely. I mean, the thing is with Calvin Phillips. I mean, one thing I do like is when a player signs for another club and then doesn't really get looked at or anything like that. So as soon as he actually gets into like West Ham, he's going to be wanting to prove, that he's still got it and he's still there and all this that and other. So I think it's a brilliant signing from West Ham. And so far, with the signings that's being made, West Ham are probably being the most proactive team. Not as in, obviously Tottenham signed more, but West Ham, the players they're bringing in are really good players and could really really transform their team, even though they're doing well as it is. But they seem to be showing a bit of ambition to actually try and get further than where they are and take themselves from the chocolate European Cups and actually, get into the spots where they can go for a real one.
I totally agree with you. Now, I hope you agree with Yeti. Come on, man. It has to be. This is facts, man.
Yeah, I think until we have just new management overall and gives us some direction, because the thing is that it's the recruiting has been absolute terrible. There's players that we've had, I'm sure Yeti wouldn't even touch. He wouldn't even want them on the bus at Forest.
No.
And so when and I feel like even the last few windows, last few years, even our Wenger's few final years, we've just been looking for the cheap option. I mean, the Caicedo Jorginho thing, especially, was shocking, to go from shopping for someone for 85 to 100 million and then completely drop your standards to 20 million because you can get Jorginho in that can semi do a job, right? And it's like, I don't understand how they don't know how bad he is, right? It seems like with that purchase in particular, we're just buying the name. We're not buying the real player, what he can produce. We're buying the name a player that we wanted to buy 6 years ago, who was actually in his prime coming out of Napoli. So I don't have any faith anymore in any of the players we're linked to are really coming in, because by the time you throw FFP in there, you're talking 50 million for that player, 80 million for this player, 100 million for that player. There's just no way. We would have to literally sell 5-6 players, and we're not doing that. We've got rid of Cedric.
Hey guys, I've got to bounce out of here. Thanks for
Yeah. Yes, shout out your channel, man. Shout out your channel, please.
Arsenal history more. It's everything Arsenal history, general chat, rants, bants, and banter, and just whatever it is, great community we get on. And thanks, Tony, for inviting me on, bro. Thank you, man.
Thanks, Jess, for coming on today.
Guys, go subscribe to the Arsenal History and More. Jess Collins in the flesh. Big up to you, Jess. Thanks for popping in.
Are you on later today, Jess? Are you on later tonight on another show?
Sorry?
Are you on a show later this season?
Yeah, he's going to another show now. He has a show now.
He's going to school, gal.
Gotcha. Okay, go schoolie gal. Yeah,
schoolie gal for us, man. Schooling, man. Schooling, man.
Okay.
Cheers, bro. Just the recruiting. I mean, it's how can you let Lucas Paquetago, Bruno Gomes, but Edu knows the South American market. My ass, dude. We're still holding on to El Neni. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
I mean, if El Neni was coming to Forest, I think Yeti would tackle him just to not even get close to the stadium. I mean, I don't know how our management team views these players. Arteta doesn't even rate them. So how are they even viewed by the rest of the management team, like Edu and that dickhead Vinay and David O'Leary or whoever else is around. They've got to find a way to get rid of these players. And here we are, 8 days between the end, and we've gotten rid of what, Cedric? Is that even official?
Yeah.
Is that dead and done? So he's absolutely left the club now?
It's not done yet. I think we're still haggling with with who's gonna pay what's gonna pay who. He's on high wages. He's on high wages. He's on high wages. So there's still haggling down there. Fulham rejected him. All these clubs, they don't want this guy because he's on an over bloated transfer fee. Everything is over bloated. His wages over bloated. The guy doesn't even want to leave the football club. We still have Win the dog.
I don't know, man.
Yeti, I'll just come with this. Yeah, circulating everywhere online is Arsenal player Nuno Tavares. Frolicking with his dogs, kissing his dogs, and and stuff like that. Shameful, scenes, in that video. What's your take on that? Like, and does this shade any kind of light into the kind of players we recruit? Like, I know players' personal lives isn't really our business, but again, when your parent club is Arsenal Football Club, apparently at least the third biggest football club in England, we should be asking this kind of questions. Why are we recruiting players that have this kind of issues, mostly with the media, mind you? Yeti, before you tackle that question, we have a player who has come out to the media and told the media that he can't concentrate for the whole 90 minutes in a game. We have another player, a striker this time, or maybe a forward player, who's come out and told the same media that his stronghold is in scoring goals.
Yeah, it's crazy.
These are the problems we're having at Arsenal Football Club and the media. And right now, as if our media light here isn't shattered here in the gutters yet. Yeah, Nuno Tavares comes up, on social media, kissing his dogs and having, Yeti, please, what do you think, man?
Well, I mean, coming up and doing things like that. I mean, I'm an animal lover anyway, but I mean, doing stuff like that. I mean, what the hell is that all about, really? I mean, the fact of the matter is, with your club, is you've got a clan running it, so you're bound to have you're bound to have court jesters and jugglers who's the players that he picks. So, I mean, he doesn't know what he's doing. The players he's pulling in are basically, in my opinion, just people he knows he can get on with, and he knows he can tell what to do. He never does anything with young players. Look at Klopp. I mean, he brings like 2 or 3 youngsters on against Bournemouth. You know what I mean? And they all perform, to be fair, because they get their chances. You got Emile Smith-Rowe who's being told, I mean, I'm a bit down on Emile Smith-Rowe, to be honest, because there's all right Arteta coming out and saying he's a big part of our plans. But then ESR's saying, I'm happy to fight for my place. But you didn't say that on the documentary. You said you want it all now. And if you're fighting for your place and only getting 5 minutes and 20 minutes in a game, you ain't fighting very well, are you? Do you know what I mean? If you're actually putting yourself on the pitch, which you're not, you're only getting bit parts of games. And if you're happy to sit there and get that, then aren't you just as bad as the rest?
Yes.
Yeah, exactly. What's your take on that, Oregon Gunner, man? And Yeti, mind you, Nuno Tavares is also your player right now. I think he plays for Nottingham Forest.
He's doing all right. He's doing well.
Yeah, he's your player too. So you take part of the blame too.
He's working well with. Well, I don't take part of the blame, but he's working well with Hudson-Odoi. He seems to be working really well with him, and he seems to be getting quite affinity going with him. Going forward, I have no issue with Nuno Tavares going back, leaving his man, leaving his winger. Yes, I do have issues with that because he tends to come inside all the time as if he's a central defender and not a fullback. You know what I mean? So I don't understand that with Tavares. But at the end of the day, he's our player. He's in a Forest shirt. So I'll give him respect to that point. But I mean, I've just read actually that he might be going back to you.
All right, Gunguna, do you want to see Nuno Tavares anywhere around the Emirates?
From
Please
what I
take him.
remember,
Please take him. Keep him down there. All right, Gunguna, do you want this in our football club? As if we're already not in. See, all right, Gunguna, we are in the gutters already. Image-wise, we're already in the gutters.
I'm not going to let you do it.
We need more gutters in the football club right now? Do we need this garbage right now in the football club?
Okay, please don't slaughter me, but listen to the 50-year-old wise man. This is a tough question. I would take him right now. I know we need something. He's fast as fuck, dude, and we need sometimes tempo. What have we needed this season? Tempo. We've been missing tempo. We've been missing speed. He is fast as shit, bro, and he's much quicker than Ben White on the ball. He's not. Yeah. He's not as defensively minded.
Level, though. If you're talking of Nottingham Forest, I can agree with you.
Listen,
yeah,
he had
Arsenal. Come on, man.
I know.
We can do better than that. I'm sorry. You're asking I don't mean to bring this. All right, I know I don't go against you. I know this is our show. I've never gone against you, but I'm sorry.
You'll be 51 by the time you get to answer.
But you gotta let me finish my sentence.
I'll call your bluff on this one. I don't think we need Nuno Tavares. Go into the market and get a seasoned defender.
Yes.
Go in and get a seasoned defender.
It's not good.
All these cheap stuff gaps won't help us.
Listen, my brother.
We need super warriors in our team.
My brother, I agree with you. But let's be real. It ain't going to happen. We are not just going to go out and buy left back, right backs again. He has decided on Ben White, Zinchenko, Tomiyasu, and Kiwior. Now, Kiwior can piss off. I would take Nuno Tavares, I'm sorry, over Kiwior right this second. He had a decent loan spell at Marseille. In fact, he was scoring goals at Marseille. I don't know how many.
Yeah.
Somebody in the chat, Jaminho, would know, right? So he comes back from Marseille, and I believe he stays with us for what, a preseason, and then we ship him off to Forest, right? And he's playing well.
Yeah.
I just,
He's going to play for Arteta.
One thing that we all do, I think, as fans, we're all kind of, I think, maybe at fault for this. We look back, 2 or 3 seasons and say, oh, like Nuno Tavares is a very good example. Oh, okay, yeah, he's shit at Arsenal. But now that he's got some training at Arsenal, he went to Marseille, where from what I remember, he did pretty damn well. He was integral for some of those games and scoring goals, getting up and down the pitch because he's fast as shit. And we know he's a pace merchant, and we know he needs more ball control, etc. But that's coming. I mean, he was good at Marseille, bro. I'm not going to pull back that point. Was he world class? Well, no, of course not. But he did something at Marseille. He's doing something at Forest, which means that that maybe the hamster wheel's turning. It's okay to bash these players because we were upset at them at the time. But now it's been 2 years? I mean, I would rather have him out there, Tony, than Kiwior. I don't know what else to say.
Well, see, you won't even mention the name of Kiwior very soon. You won't have to mention the name of Kiwior very soon because Kiwior is subjected to a £30 million bid from AC Milan. And if reports going around Italy, it's true because they even went for him in the summer. Yeah, I heard AC Milan is coming again, and they will do a last-minute deal for this guy. And the guy wants out. Kiwior wants out. He wants more game time. Mind you, he's an established Polish international. He wants to play games before the Euros. He wants to play. So I'm not so sure about Kiwior even being around.
Now, with
Look how many players leave and do all right.
If Kiwior takes off, that doesn't mean I want Tavares as the replacement. I'm not saying that.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I would rather have a proper left back, right back. I mean, we don't. Okay, let's say Kimberly left back, right? I want Nuno Mendes from PSG. It ain't gonna happen. It ain't gonna happen. There's no way on God's green earth he's coming to Arsenal from PSG. That's not gonna happen.
Yeah,
but
it's not gonna happen.
Would I give Tavares? If I would bench Kiwior and actually give Tavares a run right now because he's more of a dynamic player. He can play, I think, a bit inverted, like you said. With Forrest, he's going a bit inverted central mid. I don't want that. We don't need that. What we need is someone who can get up the pitch but can defend. I'm not worried about this inverted bullshit. You can train any fullback to do that. I just want someone who has an eye to defend and can get up the pitch to support the winger. That's all. That's what we need. And if Nuno Tavares, it takes him time to get there, but he gets there, then I guess I'm kind of okay to that. But overall, I would rather just have a replacement. I'd rather go buy someone who's a good to great left back, right back mix, versatility, whatever, which we have in Timber. Yeah. I rate Timber over Nuno Tavares, even though I've never really seen Timber play that much. I've seen Nuno play and not been really excited. But I just know what he is fast as hell. And there's I think at times we could use someone with that speed and to up the tempo when we're down, 1-0 in the second half and we're passing the ball around like a bunch of dipshits in front of the 18-yard box with no breakthrough at all, no reverse passes, no runs. Maybe there's something there with Nuno Tavares. And I may get slaughtered in the chat, but I mean, at this point, we need someone who can just come in and do something. Kiwior can't do shit. He can't do anything. So it's like playing with, 9 men out there in the outfield. So if Nuno Tavares is coming back, if that's the latest rumor, I'm not happy about it, but I would rather have him play some matches than fucking Kiwior and maybe even Zinchenko.
Definitely. See, Oregon gonna watch this because
I think
Oregon gonna, our next matchup is against Nottingham Forest. Yetis that. See, who else? Yeah, see, guys in the charts. Yeah, me and this my brother Yeti. You know me and him will go back and forth. Yeah, all the time. We're like cats and dogs. Yeah, we don't agree with each other. Yeah. Of course, guys. You know this. Yeah. I waffle a lot, about him and, stuff like that. I would waffle again.
So why not?
I would waffle again. See, Nottingham Forest, 16th in the standings in the league this season. Yeah, Yeti. See, in 21 games, Yeti, you've scored 26, conceded 38 goals, got only 20 points this season. That's relegation form. I'm sorry, Yeti. You have to agree with that.
Yeah,
of course, I'll pass the mic to you. But you know what? Yeah, you have the mighty Arsenal coming to town. Yeti, say it with chest. You're going to beat Arsenal when we do come to the King Power Stadium. Talk to us, man. Take it away.
Well, I mean, say
it with chest. You're going to beat Arsenal.
At the end of the day, we're at bare bones at the moment, but we've got 6 out of the AFCON. Yeah. One thing I'll always tell you, and I told you last season, and I say it this season as well, is we are going to give you a game you ain't ready for, as we always do, and we are going to get in your face, which is what you don't tend to you don't tend to react very well to that. So we're going to do exactly the same. Morgan Gibbs-White should be back. Alanga, I've seen, he looks okay from what I've seen on the pictures, so it looks like he's back. Wanyi is pretty much back as far as I know. He should be back this week. So you should be having Wanyi, Morgan Gibbs-White and Alanga. So we should be able to actually really sort of take it to you, because we're not just like a defensive team anymore. We actually do try and get forward as well. I mean, let's face it, 3-2 against Brentford away, we still managed 2 goals, and for a bit we was actually controlling the game. Yep. And then we kind of just lost it, and then stupidness gave the free kick away, which then gives Mangala a yellow card, which then weakens our midfield because he can't quite go in or anything. We had 3 young lads on the bench, so we didn't really have anything to be able to bring anybody else on. There's so many players missing: Niakate, Sangari, Aina. they're big players. They are big players. And the best thing was the movement with Nuno Tavares and Hudson-Odoi. Yeah. And then obviously the goal for Woodsy. But at the end of the day, it's going to be an interesting game. I think you're going to grow up big style in that game, and either go on to be better, or it's going to be a win for us, because at the end of the day, you guys are like I say, you haven't got that that grit. You know what I mean? When it comes down to that grit, you guys tend to shrink. Yeah. And Crystal Palace wasn't anything. So anybody that's saying, oh, yeah, Champions League's coming now and all this, that, and the other, because we just beat Crystal Palace 5-0. No disrespect to Crystal Palace, but they wasn't even there, to be honest. It should probably have been double figures. If it was the Arsenal of last season, that's double figures. Do you know what I mean? So I don't think that's anything to major be proud of. But like I say, it's 3 points. We're in a situation now where we're going to get hit by FFP, and we're going to get the 10-point deduction. So we've got to get as many points until that turns up to stop us. And you're right, it is. We are in a relegation situation now. There's absolutely no doubt about that. And with what happened with Sheffield United and West Ham getting that point, which was absolute criminal. But again, the referees don't admit it because it's just pure corruption on a lot of parts in the Premier League at the minute. Nobody will tell me any different, because there's no way that's a penalty on McBurney. He goes in with his elbows a guy in the face. He's got a fat lip like this. He's not like he made it up. I mean, and then people saying to me that he shouldn't be coming out anyway. What do you want your goalkeeper to do when a cross comes in? You want him to come out and claim the ball. You know what I mean? You don't want him to do an Onana where you punch the guy in the face like Mike Tyson. But, he never did any of that. So, and then they got the Brewster thing as well, the tackle. Why do you need VAR for that? Why do you need VAR for that? That was 100% a red card. It was like an Exocet missile. And it was no different, in my opinion, personally. It was no different to Havertz on Longstaff against Newcastle. He went flying in there and he could have took his knee out.
Yeah.
And there's so much corruption in that respect that's going on. But I mean, we're not going to go into that. At the end of the day, we're going to give you a game. We're going to get in your face, and it's going to be up to you whether you're up for it or not. You've got to move it down anyway. So
definitely, Yeti. Oregon Gunner, you have to agree with Yeti. See, of course, you know me. Yeah, I like going against Yeti. Yeah, but you just have to agree with him. Everything he just spoke out here, it's clear fact. They're gonna get in our face. Arsenal don't like teams that get in our face that much. Trust me, I can tell you. Teams like Newcastle that got on our face, Luton, we struggled. At least we lost Newcastle game. We barely won that Luton game. It was the same experience when Nottingham Forest came down to the Emirates. The same thing. They're gonna come up, in our faces. What do you think we're gonna do, man? How can we get, because we need those points from Nottingham Forest. Right. We need to go there and get 3 points. There's no doubt about that. We need to get 3 points.
It's going to be a battle. They need the 3 points just as bad as we need it. I just think that at the end of the day, that the way we beat Crystal Palace by spreading out the pitch and making the wingers wide, we winded out a bit. We were more on the counter in the fast break. I just think we have a little bit more that'll put us over Forest. I think. The problem is that I think their midfield's just, if not a little bit better. There's some people that are really on the Odegaard train, think Odegaard's world class, blah, blah, blah. Havertz, I mean, if Havertz is just a passenger, it's basically like we're playing with nine players out there, Tony.
Nine players, exactly.
And those are areas that Forest can exploit. Like, Nuno will know that Havertz is crap. Nuno will know that, Jesus isn't a very good goal scorer. Nuno will know to play physical on Odegaard.
Definitely.
Nuno will know to double team Martinelli and Saka. So when it's going to just become a battle, I think, pretty much of tactics, man, and just energy and who can sustain, because they've got runners. I rate Hudson-Odoi. He's fast. Yeah, he's not the most clinical
He's
finisher in
fast,
the
man.
world, but he's a very gifted, technical, fast player. And he's someone that, I wouldn't mind having coming in for Saka in the 69th minute, to be honest. But besides from that, I don't know. I think this has 1-1 written all over it, to be honest. I don't see us going there and
exactly.
3 or 4.
And Arsenal doesn't have a great record in that stadium.
Yeah, right. And
and we don't have a big record in that stadium, innit?
Yeah,
it's a very tough place for us to go.
Roy Hodgson knew that when it was 2-0, the game was over. Last weekend, right? Roy Hodgson knew that the game was over at 2-0. So
he knew.
We can get 2-0 on Forest. I think that's as much as it's going to get. But I think, to be quite honest, my prediction's got to be a 1-1 at this point. Because, like you said, Tony, and yet you said it, Jez, let's not paint over the cracks at Palace. Even though Forest, I think, are lower than Palace, right?
But again, Oregon Gunny, see, Nottingham Forest is a point below Crystal Palace. They are that bad this season also. To be very frank, they're just 1 point behind Crystal Palace.
Some of the Forest teams
we just beat Crystal Palace 5-0. Why should we be afraid of going to Nottingham Forest and piling up the pressure?
I don't want us to be afraid. No, I don't want us to be afraid. I want us to go there and fight, because they are going to fight, is my point. And when teams fight against us, what happens? We end up drawing. When teams really come out and fight against us, Tony, we really kind of end up with a draw. If they sit back, or if they even remotely come out to do like a full ultra attack, Yeti knows they'll get eaten alive on the counter. Knows.
Yeah, but Santo will go defensive. He's a manager that likes to come out. He's an attacking manager. He's not going to sit back and soak up all that pressure. He's going to fight back. He's going to progress the ball offensively. He's going to tell his players to make those runs, take those chances. So the game might be open, in that stadium.
Right, that's the thing. It could be wide open, and if we cancel each other out, it's 1-1, right? We're 0-0. I don't think. I don't think Forest are not going to roll over like Palace did. That's the thing, is they have better players. In my opinion, just look at the team sheet, right? Just look at the names. The names are better, and they've just been unlucky defensively at sometimes. And they've just, I'm sorry, your defense isn't that good, but your midfield's really good, and your attacking style is good. It's just your defense just gives up goals, but that's what attacking teams do. I expect them to come out, Tony, and give us a game, like Yeti said. They are going to come to get through. Not to come. They're going to stand their ground and get 3 points, and they're going to physically push us off the ball, is what they're going to try and do. If they come to play open, expansive football, they're going to get murdered. That's just the way it is. We will murder them on the counter. But I think Nuno knows that. But Nuno knows that, so I don't think he's going to play a wide open, expansive football. He's going to keep it compact and be physical with us on the ball, and it's going to be hard for us to score and get in the final third. And then when we do, he's going to put on the low block. He's no dummy. And this is where I think, is Nuno a better manager than Arteta, Bell? Possibly. He will. He could out-tactic him.
We'll find out anyway. We'll find out.
Right.
Innit?
He could out-tactic him. That's part of him.
But yet, do you think Santo? You've heard Oregon Gunner. Do you think Santo will keep a low block? I can't really imagine it. But do you think he's going to do the honorable thing, keep a low block against Arsenal, and look for those counter attacks, or do you think he's just going to go head on with Arsenal and say, hey, you know what? Yeah, Arsenal, I think you're vulnerable. I think I can have a go. Even if you beat Crystal Palace, I'm not buoyed by that. I think I can literally have a go, and you're coming to our home, and if our fans get behind the boys, we can do Arsenal dirty. I think that will be what will be running the mind of Nuno Santo right now.
Well, I mean, the thing is, what you got to take into account is we've got your number right now. When it comes to being at the City Ground, so you're probably going to be. There's going to be some nerves there anyway. Arteta's probably got in the training section loads of speakers there singing Muller Kintyre or something like that. This is what you're going to hear, lads. This is what you're going to hear. You got to get ready for it. And the one thing that I think we will do, I don't think we'll be ultimate low block. I think we'll be low to mid block, because I don't think there's anything really in your midfield to be worried about. Not with the players that we have. If Mangala's still there, obviously, and all that. It depends who's still there, really. But Yates is going to get about you. All you've really got is Rice, and one of you is going to have to keep an eye on Morgan Gibbs-White, because he keeps getting space in the middle. And if you give him that space
in the middle, and he pops up in different places also. He's mobile also, not like Eddie Nketiah. Yeah, he's mobile,
I think
mobile.
We'll go sort of. It'll be defensive and attacking the way that Nuno does it. Yeah, but he won't be opening up too much. Yeah, and we've got to just do everything right when we need to do everything right. You know what I mean? And that's the key part of it. I mean, if we can keep pressing you at the right time. I mean, the one thing about Palace, I mean, you was pressing them, but whether that was down to the fact that they was already kind of down anyway, because that changes games completely. So it all comes down to, again, like I said last season, if we weather the storm, that you have, and that plan A don't work, you ain't got nothing else. So if we can actually do that and keep pressing at the right times and getting the ball to the right people and keep giving Chris Woods or 1 year for 1 year's on. If a 1 year's on, he's going to handle your defenders. You know what he's like. He's a unit, man. So,
he's gonna handle Saliba and Gabriel.
Then
he's going to handle Saliba and Gabriel. All right.
Big one. Because of course we'll have to go in the next 5 minutes. Oregon Gunner. Yeah. Oregon Gunner, Gabriel Martinelli from the bench came on, scored 2 goals. What is this? Should we do the same thing to Bukayo Saka? Should we keep him on the bench and see his reaction when he comes back? Is what is good for the goose good for the gander also? Should we do that? Is this what we're doing at Arsenal now? To bench you come on and score 2 goals. Should we do that to Bukayo Saka to instill some sense and some reality back to his mind?
Yes. But Reece Nelson on the right wing, he can eat up those Forest kids. I mean, come on now. Give him Reece Nelson the first half and see what happens. I don't. All I know is that Saka's going to start, and he starts every game. He's probably burnt out. I don't know, but I mean, I know he's the first one on the team sheet. Him and Saliba, Tony. Him, Saliba, and Gabriel are the 4 first names on the team sheet. But like Yeti said, they're going to come to play. They're going to play hard because they absolutely need the 3 points. And it's going to be just a matter of who wants it more. I expect a battle. I expect a great battle. A battle for the ages. But I hope we come on top. I'm still, my prediction's got to be 1-1. Because I am not convinced over the Crystal Palace. Yeah, it was great, 5-0. We absolutely murdered them in the second half. But even though Palace are a point above Forest, I'll say it again, Forest have better players. You can just see it on paper. You can see it in some of the football. And, it's going to be a challenge.
The proof is in the pudding. See, guys, before we just go, does anyone have a problem with Liverpool winning the title? Are Liverpool going to win the title? They're running away with it. 5 points. Yeti, I'll start with you before we do a goodbye with a happy birthday chant for our big friend Oregon Gunner, who's 50-year-old today. Big one. Yeti, take it up. Liverpool, they're looking good. 5 points clear. What do you think?
They are looking good, and they're also like bringing in younger players as well, and they sort of taking it on in that respect. And you've got to say, like you'd think that without Salah, it was going to be even more difficult for them. But the guys that they're actually bringing in are coming in and doing a job. So can Liverpool win the league? Absolutely. Do they need to maybe pull in a few players in this window? Yeah, I would say so. And and they've got every chance of doing it. But then you've also got the De Bruyne factor. He's
Yeah,
just, he's just different class. The guy is, and with Haaland coming back as well, and De Bruyne knowing how to find him and all that kind of stuff, that's going to get really interesting as well. But can Liverpool win it? 100%. I don't like Liverpool. Never have. Never made a secret of it. Can't stand them, to be honest with you. But if they can go on and win
yeah,
the title, then fair play to them. They're not playing bad. Darwin Núñez got 2 goals, and Klopp's a really good manager as well. He knows what he's
yeah,
doing. I mean, I know you guys don't know much about good managers because you've got that idiot clown in your who manages. Well, I mean, like I keep saying, can we stop calling him a manager? Because
The
what a
fraud.
manager does is they're called managers for a reason. They manage games. He doesn't manage games. He does like for like
yes,
substitutions. There's no like thought like, oh wait a minute, let's try and do this. Let's put Saka on the left. Let's put Martinelli on the right. He doesn't do anything like that. He never changes up anything. So he's
yeah,
not a manager, in my opinion. Should be done for fraud, calling himself such. To be fair, and he shouldn't be at Arsenal either. The guy's a rookie, man. He
mm,
should not be at Arsenal.
Right.
yeah,
It should be
exactly. Oregon Gunner, happy birthday to
thank you.
you.
To
Happy
you,
birthday to you. Happy
happy
birthday,
birthday,
happy
50-year-old
birthday,
bastard.
Oregon Gunner.
Happy
Happy birthday
birthday
to
to
you.
you.
15-year-old
Yeah,
little
guys, when I
bastard.
was just starting this channel, yeah, when I was
Put
just
some
starting
foot
this
towards the
channel,
fuck up.
when only one person used to come into this channel, Oregon Gunner always had my back, man.
Mm,
Oregon Gunner, I
absolutely.
can't overstate. Yeah. Also, even Yeti too. Since I've formed this formidable friendship with Yeti, it has always been the same thing. Same way I, take you too. But Oregon Gunner, man, thanks, man. Big,
You're
big,
welcome. Yeah,
big
thank you.
guy in this
Anytime.
channel, man. I
Anytime.
really respect you. Happy birthday to you. More grace to
Mhm.
you, and
Thank
more
you.
money. Get more
Well,
rich.
but yeah. Hopefully get a raise in April from the job. So yeah, that'll be nice.
Yeah.
Thank you, Mama Flossie.
Get
Thank you,
more
Tony.
rich
Thank you,
and
everyone in
more
the chat.
grace, man. More grace.
More grits, man.
More
More grits.
grace.
Yeah,
Yeah.
thank you, everyone, for
Yeah.
the birthday
Yeti,
wishes.
please, yeah, Yeti, please
Oh,
shout
quickly,
out your
what the birthday
channel,
wishes,
and we give
Tony?
Dow the final word. So shout out your
Okay.
channel,
Yeah.
Yeti, man. Big up to
Yeah,
you, Yeti.
definitely. All right, big up to everybody in the chat. I know I ain't took much notice of it, but big up to all of you. Love always, you know that, and I respect every single one of you, apart from a certain person. But we won't mention that at the minute. He's not part of anything now. One thing I will say: come for Mama Flossie. You come for all of us, and you ain't gonna win that battle. So don't do it. And my channel is Long Eared Yeti's Cave. I've got a show tomorrow night about the our Arsenal series about the FA Cup with Lee Gunner, Matty, Jez, and
Nice.
Kenny Ken. So I'm looking forward to that. Also, I've got a watch along for the Arsenal game with Jez, Arsenal Forest. So that's going to be interesting. I'll have a watch along on Friday with Anthony Herbert against Bristol City. Because the thing about Anthony Herbert, when Arsenal aren't doing very well, he flip flops to Bristol City instead.
Okay.
That's how some of these fans are. Some of these young fans, that's just what they're like.
Young
They're
guys.
not proper fans. They just flip flop wherever they need to go. But yeah, Long Ear Jay's Cave, All Forest, gaming, just chilling out, telling it like it is. People don't like it. Tough shit, really.
Yeah. Fantastic.
Exactly. Oregon Gunner, close the show for us, man.
Well, thanks, Tony, for having me on. And Yeti, thank you for gracing us with your presence today. We'll have you join us much more often. And I'm looking forward to the show with you and Lee and the rest of the gang, Yeti. That's going to be top, top, top. top show. But thank you everyone in the chat for all the birthday wishes. I appreciate it. Yeah, the big 5-0 today. It's kind of to me, it's kind of a closing of one chapter and the beginning of another, you know. But yeah, thanks everyone for the birthday wishes. I'm just going to relax for most of the day today and go out to dinner with the family tonight. Get some prime rib and a couple of whiskeys and be feeling all right. So yeah, thank you, Tony, for a great show today, and Yeti for joining us, and Jez, of course. I know he's on with Dan Potty right now. So thanks, you guys. 2 legends on the show today. Great topics. Yeah, I just say let's get the 3 points, but I'm not overly optimistic. I'll just kind of leave it at that. And you can find me
That's a big one. That's a big one. I can't afford Yeti. I can't afford Yeti beating me up everywhere after that game. Can't hear it. I'm gonna have to stop streaming for about 2 weeks if Yeti beats me up. I have to.
No. Well, if we win, anyway. Tony, if we win, Tony, then we'll have a review straight after.
There you go.
Definitely, we will. We will definitely, and I'll give you the kingship when you do that. Big ups, Yeti. Thanks for popping in. Go subscribe to the cave, Longet Yeti Cave. Subscribe to Oregon Guna. Yeah, Oregon Guna. Happy 50th birthday. We love you, my brother. And also, Jez was on the show. Big up to you, Jez.
Yeah.
God bless you guys. And from me and these people, catch you guys soon. And catch me, guys, on Thursday, where Deji Sports will be coming down here to shake his bum for Tottenham Hotspur. Catch you guys soon, Big ups.